Hey guys, happy Saturday. How's it going? Debbie Palmer here, DPP, coming to you live. I want to show you guys my calendar. This is my calendar right here. And I'm so grateful because it is complete. It's full of my everything. It's in here. It's complete. So I'm so grateful. I want to share with you some of the things that I had to do to get this calendar complete. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for all your love and your support. There's no way that I can do this alone. There's no way at all. So I'll back it up and tell you guys about some of the things that I've been going through. So I'll start with back in 2021 when Mama got sick. Mama got sick around November. For the second time, November 2021, she was very sick, stayed in the hospital for like 3 months. So, and you guys have probably heard the story about when I went to my checking account from my previous job. There's nothing like going to the bank, looking at your statement, and you don't see a paycheck there. So no, there was no paycheck. It was just not there. And it came to my surprise that it wouldn't be there without a discussion. It was just not there. So can you imagine what it's like when you've been on a job for so long, all of a sudden the income has been removed from you, unannounced, no way to prepare for it, and you're really going through something, and you see that. That happened to me. So at that point, I decided I had no choice but to do what I do full time. And I'm a Scentsy consultant. I had no choice but to do what I do full time because I couldn't go look for another job at the time. Mama was still in the hospital fighting for her life. So this was in November when she got sick. So this was in December when I didn't see my check anymore from my job. So I went another 2 months without that pay from my job. Another 2 months. What am I saying? No, it was not 2 months. It was forever. It's been like almost 2.5 years now. What am I saying? 2 months. So I no longer got a paycheck. And I remember sending pictures, texting pictures of Mama when Mama was on her deathbed. Mama was on a ventilator, tubes everywhere. And I sent pictures of Mama looking this way. I texted out, no response, nothing. No, how you doing? How's she doing? I'm praying. How you doing? Nothing. Got nothing. Sent 2 of those pictures. Nothing. So in January, I get a text saying, give me a call. So after I got that text, give me a call, I called. And they said, are you coming back to work? I said, I got to pray about that. So after I said I got to pray about it, that same day, I got a phone call, accidentally got a phone call. It was not intended to be a call to me, but they were talking about me. And it's on my voicemail now. I saved it. And at that point, I knew that I was not going to go back. I said, oh, no, I refuse to go back to that. So I took the time out to write a letter of resignation and delivered it. And I said, wasn't going back. And I said, I refused to go back to a toxic situation. I wasn't going to do that. So at this point, I realized that I had to kick my business into high gear because that income is gone. And I was refusing to go back to that. I said, I'm not going to go to a situation where somebody don't value me. Because one thing about me, I give it my all. And anything I do, I give it 150%. Anybody that know me from my previous job know that. They know I cared about them. They would call me. It was not my business, but they would call me on my cell phone to get advice, to get help, because they knew I cared. They knew this. They know that about me. So, yeah, I mean, that's how I am. And even with my Scentsy business, I give it my 150%. So I decided I'm just going to give it my all over here. And I'm just asking you guys, I want to thank you, first of all, for believing in me. I want you guys to know that. I want you guys to know that. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for liking my posts. Thank you for sharing my posts. This is how I take care of my family. I don't have the other income anymore. So this is what I do. So when you see me coming out here sharing things, it's because this is what I do and this is how I take care of my family. Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you still go through something because I still have not replaced that income yet. And being in a situation I'm in, it's tight. It gets really tight sometimes. So I have many obligations. I have to take care of my brother. He's autistic. I have to take care of my nephew. He's autistic. I have to take care of mama. Even though mama's in a nursing home, I still have to do stuff for her. And then now my brother Wendell, he's in Chicago. Now, Wendell has been very self-sufficient up until now. That's why you haven't heard a whole lot about him, because he's been very self-sufficient up until he got sick. And not only is he sick, he's real sick. I mean, he's on hospice right now. My brother has been given 3 months to live. He's got lung cancer. Same thing that Daddy died with. Daddy had lung cancer. That's what Wendell has. He's brother number 1, my oldest brother. So the cancer has no longer in just his lung, but it's gone to his brain. He's got stage 4 cancer. So I have all of this. So when I flew to Chicago the day after Christmas, guys, that was not cheap. $1,500 plane ticket. The hotel was like $600. That came out of nowhere. So it's expensive to do the things that I do. So, but yet the income that I had is no longer there. So I've been juggling, barely sleeping, barely eating sometimes, because I got to take care of so many people. So they don't drive. I have to drive them everywhere. I have to drive them to their appointments. They have doctor's appointments. I have to make sure they go to their appointments. I have to make sure I work my events. I have to make sure I take care of my customers, my team members. I have a lot to take care of. So right now, Scentsy leaders are going on a cruise. It's a leadership retreat. I got it for free. I got it for free, the registration part. Thank God for my customers and my team members, but I couldn't go. I had to opt out of it. So sometimes sacrifices are made to do the things that you have to do for your family. So I opt out of the trip that I got, that I could have gone for free. I don't have any regrets, because it is what it is. I have to take care of them. So one day this week, you know how sometimes you just feel like well, I'll put it this way. I thought that I was going to have to go and apply for a job, to be honest, because it's tight. Things are tight, guys. I'm going to be honest. Things are really tight. After losing that income again has not been replaced yet. I have my Scentsy business full time, and I'm so grateful for that. I am going to give it my all, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me in my business. But that income has not been replaced yet that I lost. So I decided to ride by my previous job, because, you know, sometimes you just got to bring closure to yourself to know that this is what you need to do, because I'm trying to figure out how to bridge the gap. That's what I'm trying to say. So as I drove by, a song came on the radio. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this song, but this song, the lyrics were, "Living my best life. I'm not going back and forth with you." That's the song that came on the radio as I was passing by. Let me repeat that. Living my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm not going back and forth with you. That's the song that came on. I'm like, is that a sign or what? I mean, it just came out of nowhere. Like, is this your confirmation that this is not what you need to do? You need to give your Scentsy business 150%. Because first of all, if I were to go get a job somewhere, I could not just clock out when I need to clock out. I couldn't do that. I need this flexibility, because I never know when I have to be pulled away to take care of them. They need me. So just like I had to jump up and go to Chicago at the spur of the moment, nobody would have granted me that time to do that. Same thing with my brother, my nephew. Nobody would grant me time to just jump up and do the things I need to do for them. So This planner right here is a planner that I bought last year. I was really nervous because it was incomplete. And I said, God, you know what? Please send me a sign, because if I fill this calendar up for this year, I don't have to go find me a job. I don't have to go find a full-time. I don't have to go find a job. I can just work my Scentsy business continuously full-time. Anytime you work in sales, things are up and down. That's just the way it is in sales, up and down. So from month to month, I don't know how things are going to look. So it's not something I can project. So I had been talking to a lady for like 4 or 5 months, and I was praying for her to call me. I kept calling her. I kept calling her. I kept texting her. I kept emailing, and I kept praying. I said, Lord, please let the lady call me back. Please let her call me back. Please send me a sign. Well, she called me Tuesday and said, let's set a time to communicate at 9 o'clock on Thursday. First it was 10 o'clock. Then she messaged me back and said, okay, how about 9 o'clock? Like, oh yes, thank you, Jesus. So we conversed over the phone, and she helped me fill up my calendar, guys. By the grace of God, she helped me fill up my calendar. So my calendar is full of events. Every month I have somewhere to go with my business. I'm so grateful. And I can take my brother and my nephew with me. I don't leave them at home. I don't leave them at home alone. So I can take them with me. This way I can watch them and see what they need. If I work somewhere, I couldn't do that. So now I can pay closer attention to their needs, so I can help them with whatever. I can help them with the way they eat. I can make sure they take their meds. I have to make sure they take their meds on time. So this has allowed me to watch them, because there were some things that my nephew was doing that I could not see when I was working my job. There were times that people would call me and say, your nephew is walking the community in the hot sun on the busy street where he could have gotten struck down by a car. He was doing that. So now that I'm at home, working from home, I can watch him now. I don't have to worry about him leaving the house without me knowing where he is. Wandering, because he wanders off from time to time. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now that he's after he was released from the hospital, he's on new medicines, and the new medicine has regulated a lot of his behavior now, thank God. So thank God that she called me, and now I got my calendar full. This helps me so much to be able to be here with them. They don't drive. I have to take them to all their appointments, because they do have a lot of appointments. Their primary physician is the same physician, so I can take them there. But my brother has been having issues with his white counts. So I have him on a new diet that's kind of helping him with that. But he still has to see a hematologist specialist, so I have to make sure I get him to that appointment. My nephew has a new therapist that he has to see, so he has to see the therapist at least every quarter. So it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. And now that my brother is on hospice, I'm talking to social workers. I'm talking to the doctors. I'm talking to the nurses. It's a lot. And it's really hard when I can't be there with him because he's in a whole nother state. It's really, really hard. But I want to say thank you guys for all your love and your support. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being understanding, because there are times that I get behind on certain things sometimes, but you guys have been the best in helping me get through what I'm going through. But I'm so grateful for my Scentsy business. I'm so grateful for my Scentsy family. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, all of you, because you've been there for me. And I'm so thankful. I reached out to one of my Scentsy sisters, and I'm not tech savvy, and I needed to have something done. And I asked her, I said, how much will you charge me to do this? She said, don't worry about it. I got you. I mean, the list just goes on and on with the people and all support that I've gotten from this business. And I didn't get that on a job that I worked for 37 years. I didn't get that. I didn't get the love and the support that I get from Scentsy. I did not get that. I get that here. I ran into one of my customers in the grocery store tonight, And I mean, it's been like maybe 7 or 8 years since I've seen her. And I couldn't remember where I met her because I told her I had like over almost 10,000 followers on Facebook. But she remembered me, and we shared some things, and she talked about how she's been praying for me. And you never know who's watching you. She said, I've been praying for you. She said, a lot of what you're going through, I've gone through it. So, so grateful. But I just want to say thank you, guys. And I'm so grateful my calendar is full. I'm so grateful. I don't have to go look for a job. I can just continue to work my Scentsy business full time. I'm just so grateful. Thank you, guys, for your love and your prayers. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a good night.